He's just English. Yeah, totally. Dude, listen to the wall. He gets it. It's called Gunner's Dream. Floating down. Listen how anti-Semitic this is. Through the clouds, memories come rushing up to meet me now. But in the space between the heavens and the corner of some foreign field, I had a dream. Oh, so good. Goodbye, Max. Goodbye, Ma. After the service, when you're walking slowly to the car, and the silver in her hair shines in the cold November air, you hear the tolling bell and touch the silk in your lapel. And as the teardrops rise to meet the comfort of the band, you take her frail hand and hold on to the dream. Sorry to smoke, I'm losing my voice. Sorry, guys. A place to stay, enough to eat, somewhere old heroes shuffle safely down the street, where you can speak out loud about your doubt and fear. And what's more, no one ever disappears. You never hear their standard issue kicking in your door. You can relax on both sides of the tracks, and maniacs don't blow holes in bandsmen by remote control. And everyone has recourse to the law, and no one kills the children anymore. Isn't that just so beautiful? And one of the reasons that England is so atheist and non-Christian is because the Anglican Church was bought out by the war machine, and is how they got so many young men to enlist in the 40s. And then you start seeing the slow, because guys, don't lie to people. So the Anglican Church is like, do it for God. Go fight German, go. It wasn't for God. And these men went and died, and then their kids were like, and then Roger Waters wrote this. And you wonder why there's no one in Anglican churches. It's because they stopped saying the truth. You can put 1 million Bibles in there. When the man in black out there is saying lies, people are going to call. People that are non-Christian are more in Logos in England than the Anglican Church, because the Anglican Church decimated 2 generations by saying God wants you to fight the Germans in a hellscape. Listen to this. Tell me true, tell me why was Jesus, no, listen to these lyrics. Tell me this isn't pure. Tell me true, tell me why was Jesus crucified? Was it for this that Daddy died? Oh, heartbreaking. Was it you? Was it me? Did I watch too much TV? Is that a hint of accusation in your eye? If it wasn't for the Nips being good at building ships, the yards would still be open on the Clyde. And it can't be much fun for them beneath the rising sun, with all your kids committing suicide. I mean, and don't get me wrong, everyone does little white lies, but you're only hurting yourself. What the Anglican Church did is blaspheme. That's taking the Lord's name in vain. That's so dark. They said God wants you to die for the war machine, for the banks. And people were so connected to God that they're like, okay, Romans 13. And then they all died. And then their kids were atheists. And I totally understand why. They didn't have any dad. John Lennon says some truth, man. This is why the boomers were so fucked up. And I won't lay off them. I won't have sympathy because that's how they ended up in this mess. But it was the first generation where moms left the home and the dads cucked. And the father is the representation of God in the home. And when you're raised without a father because they died in a gravel war, because God told you to, or because they're cucked and full of shame and they don't lead you, there's always a choice. Always a choice. Doesn't condemn you, but it leads you to a road of materialism and nihilism. And this song is very, very honest by John Lennon. It's called Mother. It's how you create a boomer. This is his childhood. So good. Mother, you had me. I never had you. I needed you, but you didn't need me. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, so self-aware and so sad. Father, you left me, but I never left you. I wanted you so bad, but you didn't want me. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. He's telling you the truth. It doesn't, take away from what he did with a lot of his life, but he's telling you the truth. And there is so much value in that. Children, don't do what I have done. I couldn't walk, but I tried to run. So I just gotta tell you, goodbye. Goodbye. And it goes, Mama, don't go. Daddy, come home. 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 It's all right there. A lot of these Tavistock musicians didn't have dads. We look at Tavistock as this manipulative force, and they try to corrupt. Dude, a lot of these guys were manipulated because they didn't have dads. And they're telling you, don't do what we did. Our dads died in the war. Our dads became drunk because of what they saw in the war. Our moms wanted stuff, and they left, and we don't know how the fuck to be. Where's our morality? We don't know what morality is. Where's our dad? Where's our mom? Don't get me wrong. You can always get out. That's why I don't pull punches on these people, because it doesn't help them. But that's where it starts. It doesn't come out of nowhere. And that's why it's so cool that Roger Waters is like, I'm going to warn some motherfuckers. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? It's like the more those albums came, the more you're like, Roger has some shit to say. And as someone who's worked in the beast for a long time in Hollywood, you don't need to lose your soul, man. A lot of these people, it was a series of events that led them to their life, where they thought it was women and booze and drugs and crushing. And, Yeah, they have songwriters to push this agenda. And then they're like, fuck this. It's time for Final Cut. You know? Think about how many good Beatles songs there are. It's not just like they're bad men. No. It's about family. The only way to save John Lennon is save him when he's a kid. How do you do that? Be a great dad. Time travel. You can still crush with evacuated parents. That's the thing. You can't take victim consciousness. You have to say, what did my dad teach me? You know, John Lennon's still shirking responsibility. He's still saying, I had a bad dad and mom, so I'm a piece of shit. It's like, well, thanks for explaining it, John, but that should encourage you to not beat the shit out of your weird Yoko wife and abandon your kid. Like, how about we save your dad through your child? You know, that's where I have a problem with John Lennon. But that's true as fuck. You want to understand the baby boomers? That's what happened to them. You want to understand why they're obsessed with their Buicks and their fucking grit and all that? Because they didn't have dads. Even if they had a dad, that not what like it was before. The church was so strong until those goddamn world wars. Because those churches said, fight for God, fight for Jesus. And all those men fucking died. And what they saw over there was not God. That was hell. And then they found out about the bankers. Then they found out about the lies. And what'd they do? Did they start channels on YouTube? No, it didn't exist. They drank and they were violent. And they left. Because God left them in their mind. And so their kids, it's all part of God's plan. Don't get me wrong. That was necessary in God's plan to get to where we are now. And if those people took a step towards belief, they're in heaven, allegedly. I'm not making any claims. It's not like bad. It just is. I'm going on a long stream today. I only have 16%, but I'm really feeling this. The death of my chicken this morning really got me in a mood. Is your episode with the breakdown of the wall on Unauthorized.tv? Yeah. Like, listen to this. This is Roger Waters telling you the scam. Does anybody here remember Vera Lynn? Remember how she said that we will meet again? Vera was a propaganda tool to get people to join the army. Vera, what has become of you? Picture a soldier in the field like, where's Vera? Does anybody else in here feel the way I do? And I think so many wicked and evil people are so fucking blind they didn't even know what he was talking about. That's why it's like resonance is so important. I bet a lot of them are like, oh, great, so I can sign off. I bet so, because so many are like, as long as we just push this thing and he's just like crushing and no one even, dude, listen, I'm going to play Wish You Were Here and then I'm going to call it. Listen to these lyrics. He's telling you how the system works. It's a theater, the theater of war. And what are you exchanging? What is the deal you're accepting from the leprechaun? That's why this music is so timeless. And that's why they can't pin him on the anti-Semite shit, because if you saw what they did to the Palestinians over there, which Roger Waters has seen, he's been there and he saw it. And he's like, and they are racial supremacists. I don't care. I don't need to stop them. Broken tools. That's all they have. If they don't feel like they're special, all they are is a squirt boy with some debt. Let it go. I don't care. I actually think Roger cares, but I get why he cares. The wall is dad. I get it. I get it. But he's been there. He sees what they do. Racial supremacy. They're the actual, but it's because that's all they have. If they're not the special boys, they're just perverts. You know? So it's not a threat to you. He's just saying don't fucking kill the kids anymore. And they're like, that's anti-Semitic. We gotta kill the kids to control the kids. It's like, I'm gonna be the best fucking dad I can possibly be, and that's how I'm gonna shame the devil and honor God. Baby, up for a laugh, play my 1-minute video on Wow. I know I'm landing the plane right now, though. I've been talking for about 5 hours after doing a lot of chores. All right, you guys want to hear I Wish You Were Here, and then I'll go? Is that the one you guys want to hear? I don't want to bogart the stream too hard. I just have lots to say today. The chat stopped. Is the fucking thing frozen? Hang on. My internet seems pretty damn good here. Hang on, let me refresh this. The idea that Wish You Were Here can be from Sid or from Sid. Yeah, but it's so much bigger, though. When you're tapped in, It doesn't even matter what he even thought. It's like, it's so timeless. I wish you were here as a different meaning for me based on the year. Whether it's about a woman, whether it's about the media, whether it's about whatever Roger said it was about. Is I wish you were here the one you want to hear? House of the Rising Sun. I'll just play a little of that because that's the second request. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. Oh, mother, tell your children, so much warnings in these songs, not to do what I have done. Spend your life in misery. Yeah, I mean, dude, he's telling you. Same with like Sound of Silence. There's a lot of warnings in this. In desperate dreams, listen to this. This is about the fucking cell phone. Do I think that he was in on it and it was pre-programming? No, I don't think time's linear. I've been a part of so many predictions that there's no way I could have known. Listen to this. This is about the fucking cell phone. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never shared. No one did. Then the sound of silence. In desperate dreams I walked alone. Dude, it's like people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And then the conspiratorial mind, and I get why you're like that. I'm like that a lot, but it's not the case where they say, oh, Big Bang, they were playing the iPhone 50 years in advance. No, that's called non-linear art. You see things, you know? Like people that are like, you just see things. I don't know. And then, because the truth never changes. And then people say, and then they get paranoid that's all been this big master plan. It's like, yeah, on the spirit level it is, but not the people who fucking tinkered around on the gay little iPhone. Could have so many lyrics and then twice as good. The Simon and Garfunkel song could have as many. Yeah, that song's awesome. Silence is like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might reach you. Take my arms that I might, or words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words like silent raindrops fell. Well, that part's a little grabbled. You know, I think a lot of the Tavistock is simply make good songs that never shout out God. I think that's the whole fucking point. Those songs are great, but it's about Paul Simon. You know, he should say, hear his words that he might teach you. Take his arms that he might reach you. Jesus, you know, something about the etheric. To make it about him, I don't want to listen to you, Paul. Hear my words that I might reach you. It's like, who's I? You little short little grabbler? Listen, I'll jam to your songs, but you're not going to teach me very much, you little fucking frizzy-haired grabbler. All right, I'm going to play I Wish You Were Here, and then I'm out. I think that's the main grabble. It's kind of like economics. It's not what they're teaching you, it's what they aren't. They never say, split land with 20 families and share solar. The whole thing is just what they leave out. That's why so many of these songs are so good, because you assume God, and then the songs are good. But for the people, the whole point is just to remove gratitude to God. Just that's it. Just make it about a dude. You know, that's the whole grabble. The entire grabble is that. That's why I don't care about Israel as much as like some of these dudes, because I just don't. It's like a stack of papers and a bunch of weirdos in a desert. I just don't give a fuck. heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. You understand this? Do you think you can tell? Be wary of those who say bitter or sweet is sour and good is bad. It's the upside down. He's saying, can you tell the difference between a green field and a cold steel rail? Like, can you see this? Right? That's why this song has so many meanings to it. And this totally is etheric. This has God written all over it. This isn't about Roger saving you. He's saying, can you tell the difference between heaven and hell? Like living in your fucking skyscraper with all your praising money and your blowjobs, like you're in hell. Can you see it? Listen to this. Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? What's that saying? The theater of war. Did you exchange a walk-on part, that's an actor term, in the war for a lead role in a cage? It's not straight up telling you, but it's saying the system is controlled by a narrative projected on a screen that's acted and fake. And it's always been like this. And then, how I wish, I think this is about God. How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in the fishbowl, year after year. Flat Earth Gravy, Operation Fishbowl. Swear to God, I really think this. Hang on, listen to this. How I wish you were here. This is way bigger than a love song, guys. It's not about Sid fucking Barrett. Listen to this. How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found same old fears? Wish you were here, floating down through the clouds. Memories come rushing up to meet me now. But in the space between the heavens and the corner of some foreign field, I had a dream, a place to stay, enough to eat, somewhere old heroes shuffle safely down the street. You gotta understand what post-war England was like. Littered with injured, drunk, blind, angry men. Somewhere old heroes shuffle safely down the street. He's dreaming. He's creating, which the devil can't do. That's why he's considered anti-Semitic by the evil ones. Where you can speak out loud about your doubt and fear. And what's more, no one ever disappears. You never hear their standard issue kicking in your door. You can relax on both sides of the tracks, and maniacs don't blow holes in bandsmen by remote control. And everyone has recourse to the law, and no one kills the children anymore. No one kills the children anymore. Night after night, going round and round my brain. The dream is driving me insane. In the corner of some foreign field, the gunner sleeps tonight. What's done is done. We cannot just write off his final scene. Take heed of his dream. He had the vision of his father that left him and died in a foreign war that was fought over nonsense Zionism. And he had the vision. This is why I love Roger Waters. He had the vision that his father had the dream as he was falling, because then he'd be at peace. Isn't that so fucking beautiful? That his father had the dream floating down. It's so, and there's no fear in this. Floating down, floating, not falling through the clouds. It's so deep. That's why I play it 1,000 times. I never get sick of it. Because there's something new every time. Memories come rushing. And a lot of people think that consciousness is in the soil. It's another story. Come rushing up to meet me now. But in the space between the heavens and the corner of some foreign field. That's from a poem from World War I. In the corner of some foreign field that will always be England. Yeah. Horrible time, guys. I had a dream. He put into words that his father's final dream was that no one kills the children anymore. And then his father would be back with God. Death isn't the end. You know, and how fucking beautiful is that? I get it. Dude, I never would have... I've always liked that song, but every time I play it, there's something new.